Tech is using the zero trust model in hiring. 3D chips are not just for dipping. What the big cheese has learned in 2025, and NORAD tracks Santa. Hey everyone, this is Jim Atria, Senior Live Online Lead Instructor with MyComputerCareer. Welcome back to the IT Blitz. Here's what's happening in the IT world. Tech hiring has a trust problem on both sides. Only 14% of tech professionals trust fully AI-driven hiring processes, but 99% of hiring managers are using AI anyway, and 98% says it's improving efficiency. The disconnect? Candidates worry AI screening favors keywords over qualifications, rejects qualified people due to narrow criteria, and that humans never see their resume. That's a huge one. Meanwhile, 78% of candidates feel pressured to embellish qualifications just to get noticed, and 65% are using AI to optimize their resumes for algorithms. It's AI versus AI. Who's going to come out ahead? I'm going to say neither. The result isn't that AI is bad. It's that both sides are using it without transparency. Candidates don't know how they're being evaluated. Hiring managers are getting more applications, but struggling to distinguish real qualifications from AI-polished presentations. Here's what this means for you. AI can help handle administrative tasks and help spot patterns in hiring, but transparency is key. Companies should tell candidates when AI is used, guarantee human review for final decisions, and provide real feedback instead of form rejections. If you're job hunting, understand AI is screening applications, but don't let it strip your personality from the resume. Balance optimization with authenticity. The tool works when it supports humans, not when it replaces them. US Foundry builds first actually vertical 3D chips. Researchers from Stanford, Carnegie Mellon, UPenn, and MIT just built a chip where the memory sits directly on top of the processor, not side by side, actually stacked vertically in one continuous build process at Skywater Technologies. Definitely didn't want to say Skywalker there, right? Commercial Foundry. They're reporting 4 times throughput improvements in testing. Simulations suggest 12 times gains for AI workloads. Yay, better AI. Right. They also claim the potential for 1,000 times improvements eventually. That's a big number, which is what the researchers always say when they need more funding. Here's what this actually matters. Previous 3D chips were academic prototypes built in university clean rooms, as are all chips. This one was manufactured on a commercial production line using the standard 90 to 130 nanometer process. Is that really the standard? That's not the standard. Like over here, I'm like, that's not the standard. They're at like 2 nanometers. That means it could actually be made to scale. Here's what this means for you. The chip industry is running out of room to shrink transistors horizontally, so they're building up instead of out. Stacking memory directly on the processor means shorter data paths with less consumption, which is critical when AI workloads are burning through electricity like it's free. Will this be in production in data centers next year? Absolutely, positively, 100% no, right? But it proves that commercial foundries can manufacture vertical chips and not just build them one at a time in research labs. File this under actually promising instead of vaporware. You'll probably be supporting vertically stacked hardware eventually. Just add it to the list. What CISOs learned in 2025, the year AI changed everything, and not necessarily for the better. CISOs spent 2025 dealing with AI on both sides of the fight. Here's what they learned. AI made defenders faster. Security teams automated evidence collection, tightened controls, and stopped relying on external consultants. One CISO said it was like having the entire human knowledge in our pockets. AI made attacks better too. Phishing emails now have perfect grammar. Deep fakes, full verification systems. Malware rewrites itself to evade detection. You can't spot threats the old way anymore. The threat actor is now a machine. It doesn't sleep. It doesn't take breaks. It learns from every defense you put up and adapts in real time. Non-human identities exploded. Every AI agent, API integration, An automation workflow needs its own identity with permissions and access controls. Security teams are now drowning in machine identities they can't manage. Third-party attacks surged. When Salesforce gets breached, everyone using Salesforce has a problem. Your security is only as strong as your weakest vendor. Regulators stopped playing nice. Governments want faster reporting, tighter controls, and accountability at the board level. Standards haven't changed much. Enforcement got way stricter. Here's what this means for you. 2025 proved that cybersecurity isn't a technical problem anymore. It's a business problem that touches on every decision, every vendor, every contract, every tool. Learn the fundamentals, identity management, third-party risk assessment, incident responses, because the threat landscape is exponentially more complicated, and companies need to understand both the technology and the risk. And once again, for that time of year, NORAD uses military satellites to track Santa. Yes, really, that Santa. Every Christmas Eve, NORAD uses the same radar systems, infrared satellites, and fighter jets it uses to defend North American airspace to track Santa Claus. The tradition started by accident in 1955 when a newspaper misprinted a phone number for kids to call Santa. Instead of reaching the North Pole, they called the Continental Air Defense Command Center. Colonel Harry Shoup answered the calls and played along. The tradition stuck. It is now a massive operation. The North Warning System radar detects Santa leaving the North Pole. Infrared satellites track Rudolph's nose like it's a missile launch, and fighter jets escort him to North American airspace. About 1,000 volunteers answer calls on Christmas Eve. Last year, 32 million website views and 380,000 phone calls were answered. Here's what it means for you. The same defense infrastructure that protects against missile threat tracks a sleigh pulled by reindeer one night a year. It's proof that even the most serious technology can serve multiple purposes. Also proof that when you accidentally answer the wrong phone call, sometimes you create a 70-year-old tradition that brings joy to millions of kids. The call center opens 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, December 24th, and the number is 877-HI-NORAD. Remember to call them and say Jim said hi. That's it for the Blitz. If you have any questions or comments, please post them down below, or articles you'd like to share with us. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you next year. Enjoy your holidays.